Hi everyone, welcome back. Are you ready for a double feature? What's a double feature, Brandy? A double feature in my old head is when you watch maybe two movies back to back. And I already gave you my Monday magazine Monday, which was this cool little twisted card. This was my prototype card. And actually this prototype card is growing on me more and more and more. And then I showed you this one, and I was kind of complaining about the measurements. And now I had never looked up a twisted easel card before until this creation. And I don't know, I need to keep it down. It's kind of weird to figure out how to hold it right. But then I went on to Pinterest and I found measurements. Very simple, easy measurements. And I made a prototype for that one as well. And I think I went a little bit overboard with the thing. I use scrapbook paper all around, and I'm going to put a jewel here. I think like this little jewel right here will go well. Tell me what you think. I think that would be good. And you know, I made a crepe paper rosette. I just went a little bit overboard, but I used this, and this is from the Grace Pack, Michael's Hot Buy Recollections. And see, it goes like that, and then it says thankful, and then this one says grateful. And then on our side it says spread love. So it's like a very uplifting paper pad. And I just thought that would be cool to do. So today we're going to continue with this. And we're going to make another one not so over top. So the first thing is you're going to need paper that is 9 by 6. So we're going to go ahead and cut our paper down. And as you all know, I started using the trimmer close to me. I don't even know why I was trimming at the top in the first place. So I'm going to make my 8.5 by 11 paper 9 by 6. So I'm going to cut off 2 inches of that. Then I'm going to cut to 6, and then we'll have our paper. Now you're going to score on every third. So 3, 6. And then it's already on the 9. Okay. So 3, 6, 9. Now I'm going to tell you, I struggle with this. I'm not going to lie. I definitely struggle with this. You're going to go from right to left still on the angle. And I just cannot figure that out on this board. So I use my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to make it. Now, if you see right here, this little piece, make sure you don't hit that part, like score over it. Because on all the other ones that I created, that's what I was doing. I wasn't getting it scored properly, and it was damaging or tearing that fold and making it hard to fold. It was tearing that paper, and this paper is from the Recollections Galentine paper pad that I've been using for all of those creations. You know, I hate to even say this, I've seriously contemplated spending freeze. And not because I want to save money, because I'm always trying to not spend money because I'm such a frugal person, but I need to just craft. I need to craft for about 5 or 6 years straight. Sleep, eat, have family, and create. But that's not going to happen. Not like that. Alright, so now we're going to fold this over and fold this back. And then we're going to fold this over on our creases, on our score marks, and fold this back. And it's easy as pie, is it not? I feel like this is, of course, it's much more simple for me with the inches, but I feel like if I had grown up using centimeters, I would have no problem doing the centimeter thing as well. And even if my scoreboard or paper trimmer had inches on it, I feel like I'd be fine. So I have some leftover scraps or craft paper, and I just want to go ahead and do that. like that. So what we're going to do, check and make sure this one fits as well. See, they don't fit. I figured that. So I'm just going to cut down a little slice right down the straight side, so it's a lot easier for me to do. All right, I just cut down a tiny sliver of that, and we're just going to use some adhesive tape. I think I always say adhesive tape versus like wet glue, but I feel like you could probably use wet glue in this situation and be just as well. On one of them, I just took some wet glue and put it right at the tip right here because I didn't want to put the tape there. Oh, and I wanted to make sure that it didn't roll up, but here we are. All right, so I burnished it down some so that hopefully the tape won't either stick very well to the project, but I'm not sure if it will. And I need to be careful with this because, as you saw in the last video, did I show that video? I don't know. I put something down in the middle and it didn't stay, so I had to pull it up really quick. I think I did show, yeah, that was in the video. You know, I've made a few videos and deleted like 20 minutes into a video. I'm like, I don't like it. Delete. I was watching like a blogger, like a person that does like reviews on hair care products and stuff like that, and they were talking about how they need their mental health, and people are saying, you know, I think it's more people that don't make the videos were saying, oh, all you do is sit at home and make videos or whatever. And I was just like, you know, and they discuss how it's not as easy as people think it is to make a video. And I would agree. You have to, you know, I don't edit, so, but people that, like if you watch people, even craft videos where people edit, they put inches and centimeters and they put stuff across the screen, I'm just like, wow, that's a lot. That is a lot of work. All right, so we got this right here. And now, you see, it's just, I just want to instantly try to straighten it, and I can't. All right, so this is the cut apart page. And although I have a few dies that could fit this, I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to freehand cut this little oval out if it'll fit on here. Yep, and I have two, so if I screw one up, you know, hey, I have another one. I don't think I'll mess it up too bad, but I think that'd be cute right there, and they can just write their little sentiment in the middle, and we'll go ahead and decorate the front. I'm also thinking about this piece right here, because I think that would be cute. Probably less cumbersome than this, but I like this one. So we'll see. Let's just go ahead and cut. I'm not sure how you feel about the old, I guess they're more older, it's too big. Ooh, let's see if we can't cut it down some more. Of course, I'm going to trim it. I'm not sure if you feel how you feel about the older style papers, and I haven't seen any paper pads that do it recently, where they have these already pre-scored for you. I would prefer that on some instances. Like, really, you want me to sit here and fussy cut this out? I want to do it, yes. But I feel like I need it to already be pre-cut for me. Some paper pads do it. That's Recollections, I think. Yeah, that's a Recollection. So I'm not sure. I do like Recollections paper. I think of the 3 cheap. Is it 3 or 2? I think, is it one more that Michaels have? I don't know. I'm really talking to you all like you're sitting across the room and you're going to answer me. You can just leave me a comment in the comment section. Those Recollections. I'm talking about like what we consider Michaels brand. Recollection and Craftsmart. Craftsmith. I think it's Craftsmart. I always say Craftsmith. Yep, it's Craftsmart. So, you know, and then they'll throw in die cuts would have used sometimes in their hot buy. And it's another one that they have, another brand that they sometimes will have as a hot buy. But for the most part, like my mind's eye, I haven't seen any other paper pads at Michael's. And if I have, I can't remember the name. So let's see, did I cut it down well enough? No, I didn't. Okay. So we're gonna go with this one instead, and again, it's fussy. I'm fussy cutting around it, and I definitely see why people say fussy cutting. It's real tedious and not so easy to do, but some people are wizards when it comes to fussy cutting things out. I am not very fond of fussy cutting. And it's not because I have my other machine, my scan and cut. It's just that I'm always nervous that I'm going to get something wrong. So I thought that this would be cool on here. You saw me use this in another video. But I don't want to overshadow what's already going on down there. Yeah, I don't know. So we're just going to leave this in here like that, I guess. It's so plain, though, and it needs a little something. And I thought maybe I could stamp out some images, these on here, just on the paper. But I was like, nah, I don't screw it up. It is paper, but you know, when you've cut and folded a lot of stuff, you really don't want to make that mistake again. Okay, let's just say I was being extra and I was really fussy cutting everything out. So I figured like that would be cute, I think, maybe, huh? What you think? It's too late. I already fussy cut these things out. I guess I need another one of these to cut out, right? Like, who puts those little... This is just aesthetics that would definitely be going in the trash if you're not a weirdo like myself and cutting it out. That's just crazy. This little thing. Can you see that? I'm gonna fussy cut it. Okay, so I stuck it down. And now we're going to plop these up on some foam. You know, I have foam dots that I purchased a while back. I think I told you all about that. It was in February. And here I am cutting up my strips. I wouldn't say it's the good stuff, but I'm cutting up my strips. And then I'm going to be complaining that I ran out of strips. I saw this one video. I can't remember what it was, who it was. But she was very, very crafty. And she actually utilized her entire thing. She had those little bubbles. And she had moved on to cutting the pieces of the foam sides off the bubbles after she had already used the little circle dots. And I was like, that is so smart, because it's still adhesive. Why not use all of it? Because you're paying for the whole thing, right? So I didn't want to put it on there to get it the dimension. I wanted to have dimension around it. I hope that makes sense. I think I'll do that one as well. Yep. So this is the tedious part. So back to the person that was talking about it. You know, they were saying that you know, you need a break from it. Some people upload a lot of videos. And some people upload a lot of different content. They're not just, I'll move this over a little bit. You know, they may do random stuff. And if you're editing it and putting a whole bunch of sound effects and things like that into the video, then it is work. It's a lot of work. And even though people think that it's, I mean, it's not hard to do. Honestly, it's not hard to sit there and turn your camera on and record, but it's definitely a process, and it's not the easiest thing to do either. So, you know, you can always press play on your camera, of course, but after that, what, you know, so I definitely understood what the person was talking about. I think I need to change that color, or let's see what I can do. see. I needed concentration. You saw I got really quiet. So I think that looks really cute now. And it is on the inside. So the person, you know, not a lot of people notice those kinds of things unless you are a crafter. Then that's when you start saying, oh, and they did this and they did that with it. So now let's go ahead and put something on the front. What? I don't know. Do I want to do another flower really quickly? We'll see. I'm going to be taking and using this Sculpty. You can pick this up at Michael's and probably any craft store that has these, you know, mold things. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this a little bit backwards. I'm going to take this in my hand and round it. You can use a mat to do this as well. But, you know, they were saying, I remember when I first started watching YouTube, like I actually signed up for an account. Because, you know, back in the day, I don't know how it is now. You couldn't really leave a comment on a YouTube video unless you had an account. And that's back when YouTube had a different settings and stuff like that. So I used different tones. I got different colors of purple. And I was watching a lot of hair videos because I had just stopped getting a relaxer in my head. And this lady, she used to do a lot of hair product reviews and stuff, and she wasn't getting paid like some people probably get paid now. Maybe she got paid later on in the process, I'm not sure, but she wasn't getting paid at the time. And so she came on and she was, you know, I guess people was like, where have you been, blah 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 blah. And she was like, listen, I don't get paid to do this. I have a full-time job and I do this, you know, I do this on the side. I'm just gonna curl these over. I bet y'all like, Brandy, what is going on? I don't know. I do think that this is Grace paper from the collection, I think. If not, it's another hot buy. And so, you know, she came on and said that. But some people do get paid to make YouTube videos. And so they do have deadlines to meet and things like that. So I don't know why I even curled this up and I'm a flattening. That was just crazy. So I'm just gonna help it on out right here. All right. But I understood what the person was saying about people having expectations of them and things like that. It can get very, very daunting to try to create and produce things that people will like constantly. So the one thing I didn't do last time when I made the other flower arrangement, I just kind of glued it on top. But I took a small circle. It's a 3/4 inch circle punch. I'm just going to stack it on top of there versus the other way that I was doing it. And the reason why I feel like I have better success with this is that I can mess around with it before I put it on the paper itself. And now I'm gonna do my little petals kind of all over the place. That's the goal, I guess. You could definitely use hot glue right now if you so choose. And I am alternating the petals. I want all of it to be covered up. So, you know, the person, I was just like, I understand. Because people get used to seeing certain things, and then when you don't do it, they're like, why didn't you do this anymore? Why don't you do this? And that person is not, you know, they're not a crafter. They definitely do like hair, makeup, things like that. So they're like, I don't want to keep doing this forever. I want to do something different. And I was like, well, you know, go ahead. And I used to be subscribed to the person, I think. I don't know. The person that was speaking out recently about it. But I don't know if I'm subscribed or not now. But they had a channel before, and then they stopped doing it. So, you know, some things get old to people really quickly, and some people need to constantly feel like they're doing different things to feel like they're evolving. And I'm going to curl these up a lot more. This pencil is coming in very handy. A very inexpensive tool. If you don't have one and you have children that are school age, I'm sure they, well, I can't even say that, but I want to say that they have a pencil. And the reason why I said I couldn't say that is because, you know, some schools are computerized now, so I don't know if kids are using computers all day long. If they are, that is not, in my opinion, it's not a good thing. I need one little jewel. I'm going to make it pink just because the card base is pink. And I am using art glitter glue, and I've been playing glue chicken. Leaving the glue open like that. What was I thinking? And I did not pull out the tweezers, so wish me luck. Yay! It's a little bit of seepage, no problem. I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure down to the entire thing. I like how the little flower came out. Very cool. And you can see it's different layers. And you all know that I'm on a flower making mission to learn how to make every flower there is known to whomever. Do I want to put a sentiment on here? Because I'm really referring to the very beginning. The first card, and they didn't do a sentiment. She did not do a sentiment at all on this card. So this is always the reference piece, even though I did get the American measurements. And the reason why that's the reference piece is because it's Magazine Monday. So I'm going to put some, what is this? Glue. Good grief, Brandy. Glue on here. And we're going to plop this down right there. Yay! And even though we only use that little circle because the bottom petal is wider, rounder, if the glue got from under there, it's okay. So this is our completed project. I love it. Now this card, in my opinion, doesn't look much different than the reference card that I did. And so I think it may be a little bit shorter, but this is the one I did, the prototype of this. And I need to put a jewel in the center of that. But I like this card. It would be crazy to figure out how I would mail it off, right? So let's see. It is roughly 7 inches. So 7 by 6, of course, Brandy. 7 by 6 inches, so you need a 7 by 6 inch envelope. And this one should be the same in case but if you have all this going on, then it may be a little bigger. But the reference card, let's see, I think it's a little bit shorter. Yep, so you can see it's a little bit shorter than the 9 by 6, and the wingspan, I guess you could say, is a little bit smaller. Overall, I am happy with all of them. Of course, I was very frustrated when I was making the original one from the magazine, because some of the magazine stories don't have a lot of, creations don't have a lot of help, not a lot of direction. You have to kind of figure it out yourself. But overall, I got 4 out of this. Again, this was the very first one, and even though it has the ugly paper, it does, I like it. I like this. I think I'm gonna have to go and cut some more of these little petals out today on the machine. Just plop in some sheets of paper and let it go. And then I have this crazy rosette going on right there, and then this one. This one probably is my most favorite apart from this one. And I just like because the colors are funky, right? I hope that you enjoyed the first video, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below, have you ever made a twisted easel card? And if so, leave the measurements down below. If they're American measurements or centimeters or inches, leave the measurements down below and let me know what you do. Until next time, happy crafting.